On the morning of August 30th, Crimea woke up to chaos. Out of nowhere, three massive cruise missiles, each weighing 7 tons, launched in quick succession from Ukraine's coastline. Within minutes, fireballs erupted across the peninsula. At the same time, swarms of drones filled the skies, darting through air defense gaps like a pack of hunters testing their prey. By the end of the day, reports confirmed what the smoke already revealed. A Russian FSB outpost had been hit. Helicopters at Simferopol were reduced to burning wrecks, and even the powerful S-400 radars, the backbone of Russia's air defenses, had gone silent. It wasn't just damage, it was humiliation. For years, Crimea's defenses were seen as an iron shield, too thick to pierce. But in a single day, Ukraine managed to punch holes straight through it. And as shocking as that sounds, this was only the beginning. So how did Ukraine pull this off? The answer lies in a new weapon that almost no one expected. It's called the Flamingo. And despite its harmless-sounding name, it may be the most dangerous missile Ukraine has ever built. The numbers alone are staggering. A range of 3,000 kilometers means it can strike deep into Russian territory, even Moscow itself, without ever leaving Ukrainian airspace. A warhead weighing over a ton gives it the power to shatter reinforced targets like air bases, command centers, or bridges. And because it's launched from mobile platforms, the missile can appear anywhere, at any time, hidden until the very last moment. In short, this isn't just another cruise missile. It's fast, stealthy, and devastating. A weapon designed to slip through the cracks of even the most advanced defenses. And if that sounds bad, here's the part that should terrify Moscow. This missile already has its sights set on one of Russia's most valuable assets. There's one target in Crimea that keeps Kremlin officials awake at night: the Kerch Bridge. Stretching 19 kilometers across the Black Sea, it's more than just a piece of infrastructure. It's Russia's lifeline to the peninsula. Through it flows everything the occupation needs: tanks, ammunition, fuel, even food for thousands of soldiers dug in across southern Ukraine. Destroy the bridge, and Crimea becomes an island cut off from its supply lines. That's why Russia has spent billions defending it, surrounding it with air defenses, smoke generators, and even underwater barriers to block potential attacks. But here's the problem. None of those defenses were designed to stop something like the Flamingo. A single successful strike could collapse entire sections of the bridge, grinding Russian logistics to a halt. And Ukraine has already shown it's willing to go after it. Remember the explosions that rattled the bridge in 2022 and 2023. Those were just warning shots. Now, with this new missile in play, the next attack might not just damage the bridge. It could erase it from the map. Inside the Kremlin, the mood has shifted from confidence to panic. For years, Moscow believed its layered defenses made Crimea untouchable. S-400 batteries on the coast, warships patrolling the Black Sea, and constant surveillance from drones and satellites. But Ukraine's latest strikes proved those defenses can be bypassed, or worse, destroyed outright. The intelligence reports flooding in aren't any more comforting. Analysts warn that if Ukraine decides to unleash multiple Flamingo missiles at once, Russia's interceptors could be overwhelmed before they even leave the launch tubes. And if the Kerch Bridge goes down, it's not just Crimea that suffers. The entire southern front in Kherson and Zaporizhzhia could collapse like a house of cards. That's why Moscow has started quietly relocating key assets further inland, away from Crimea. Helicopters, radar units, even command centers are being pulled back. It's a clear sign of fear. The kind of move a military makes when it realizes its fortress might not hold. But while Russia scrambles to protect itself, Ukraine is already prepared. And here's what makes this even more dangerous for Putin. Moscow's air defenses are already stretched thin. They've been intercepting drones almost nightly, sometimes hundreds in a single wave. Add a new class of long-range cruise missiles into the mix, and the cracks in Russia's shield could widen into gaping holes. For Ukraine, the message is clear. Nowhere is safe anymore. Not Crimea, not the Black Sea, and not even the capital of Russia itself. The possibility of Ukrainian missiles reaching Moscow doesn't just rattle Russia. It sends shockwaves across the entire world. NATO officials are watching closely, aware that every new strike risks dragging the alliance deeper into the conflict. Western capitals are asking themselves the same question. How far will Ukraine go, and how will Putin respond if his capital is threatened? Markets have already reacted to the tension. Energy prices spike with every rumor of an attack on Russian infrastructure. Shipping lanes in the Black Sea are on constant alert, knowing one strike in the wrong place could disrupt global trade overnight. But perhaps the most unpredictable factor is China. Beijing has long positioned itself as Moscow's silent partner, but a direct threat to Russia's stability could force it to either double down on support or quietly step back to protect its own interests. Either move would reshape global power dynamics. In short, the Flamingo missile isn't just a weapon of war. It's a geopolitical earthquake, one that could redraw alliances and shake the world order itself. For Putin, the stakes couldn't be higher. Losing the Kerch Bridge would be a humiliation. Watching missiles rain near Moscow would be a catastrophe. Both scenarios strike at the image he's spent decades building, the strong man who keeps Russia safe and untouchable. That's why insiders say the Kremlin is locked in a bitter debate. Some generals urge immediate escalation, pushing for harsher strikes against Ukraine's cities to send a message. Others warn that overreacting could provoke NATO and risk dragging Russia into a war it can't possibly win. And then there's the silent fear no one dares voice too loudly. What if Putin himself is blamed? In Russia's power circles, failure is rarely forgiven. Whispers of discontent are already spreading, from oligarchs losing billions to military hardliners furious over repeated setbacks. Each new Ukrainian missile test isn't just a battlefield problem, it's a political time bomb under Putin's chair. And the clock is ticking. The story of Crimea isn't over with a single strike, and it won't be decided by one missile. Ukraine's strategy is relentless, calculated, and designed to keep pressure on Russia day after day. Every Flamingo missile fired, every blind spot discovered in the S-400 network, and every bridge repair delayed chips away at Moscow's control, its logistics, and its morale. The Kerch Bridge, once seen as invincible, now stands as a symbol of vulnerability. Its every pier, every deck beam, every inch of asphalt is under threat not from one overwhelming blow, but from the quiet, steady rhythm of repeated pressure. And that rhythm is what makes this weapon and Ukraine's strategy so dangerous. For Russia, the consequences go beyond Crimea. Supplies slow, decisions falter, and small mistakes multiply into crises along the front. For the world, it's a reminder that technological innovation and strategic thinking can shift the balance of power in ways no one anticipated. In the end, the message is clear. Immunity is over. The Flamingo effect has begun, and the bridge is only the beginning. Every day, every strike, every calculation reinforces one truth. In this war, persistence is the deadliest weapon of all.